So I guess it's good. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our continuing education calls. My name is Lana Drew, and I am really excited to do this call because I am very passionate about essential oils. And I have been doing them for 10 years. They've been life-changing for me. And I just know that people get their oils and some people just set them aside and they just don't know what to do with them. So that's what I'm here to teach you, how to use these amazing oils and empower yourself and change your life. So hopefully you have a handout. And on the handout, it says, I have my oils now. Write 3 reasons down that you purchased doTERRA. So if you just want to take a minute.
Where's that handout?
And jot down.
I had it. You're writing on.
Why?
Oh, right there. Can I have that?
Decided to purchase these oils.
Thank you.
Welcome, Celestina. I did just mute you, so if you have any questions, you'll need to unmute yourself.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad to be
here.
here.
The background noise. Okay, there we go. So this journey begins. We receive our oils and we say, what do we do with them? But what we don't really know is that there's a lot more possibilities than just using essential oils and really how empowering they are to our wellness. So there's some basic foundations. And these are things like the lifelong vitality supplements, which I'm going to go into a little bit later. Enzymes, probiotics, all for gut health. Lemon and frankincense. Lemon is great cleansing, and frankincense is like one of these oils. It's the king of oils. And just for your daily maintenance, it's really a good thing to just put a couple drops under your tongue. Also great for the skin. It is healing to any type of a wound or anything. It's just an amazing miracle oil. So this is one of the foundations because we need, actually, I want to just check something out really quick. Okay, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. So I'm going to go over a little bit about the lifelong vitality supplements because these are really different than most of the supplements that you're going to get in a store. And the reason why is because they're whole food supplements and they are then absorbable into the body. In addition to that, they are also made to reduce the inflammation in our body. And if you ever do any research, then you know that when you have inflammation in your body, you have a lot of body discomforts and a lot of illness that comes along with it. So it's really good just to set your body up for this basic wellness foundation. We'll just call it that. Okay. And along with that, we have to think of our guts. So our gut is really, that is another thing that we would consider the foundation. When that's functioning well, our digestion and everything else, then our health is always going to be a bit better. And in fact, I have a new testimonial to share because I listened to a call yesterday and it talked about Terrazyme for that it's hard to balance your hormones if you don't use Terrazyme. So if your body's not cleaning out. So what it recommends is to use 1 Terrazyme in the morning and then 1 Terrazyme with each meal and then a Terrazyme before you go to bed on an empty stomach. And that's kind of doing 2 things. I've always said if you ever have skin issues or anything like that, then you definitely want to do Terrazyme because it's like a vacuum cleaner in your body. So if you're cleaning out any candida or yeast or parasites or anything like that, Terrazyme is like the, I don't remember if remember Pac-Man or Pac-Woman, and it just comes in and it goes in through your system and it just kind of chomps everything up. So it's really good. But in addition to that, because it has at least six different enzymes in it, but it has all these enzymes that help break down different things like your meats, your proteins, your carbohydrates, your dairy. And that's really important when you're looking at an enzyme, that it has to have all these different components to it for it to be really, truly effective. So when you're doing it with your food, it's going to also help break down that food. And it's really good if we have enzymes to help us because we're not using our own body's enzymes. So the testimonial is my hot flashes have reduced. I just started doing this yesterday and I can already tell a difference. So I'm super excited. And I think that's what I'm going to be able to be very consistent with it because I never would have thought of that to help to balance my hormone levels. So I'm going to talk about PB Assist for a minute. Now this comes in two forms. It comes in, it's like the kids form, and then it comes in a pill form. And both of the forms are double encased, so they're going to go deeper into your gut than just say some over-the-counter probiotic. And it's really important that the stomach acids don't eat up all of the probiotics because then it's not going to benefit you. The kid one is amazing. It tastes so good. It's like eating a pixie stick. But in addition to that, it does have different bacterias or probiotics, I guess is a better way of saying it, healthy bacteria than the pill form. So it's good. You can alternate them. You can do both. But if you don't like swallowing pills like I don't, I kind of just do the PB Assist Junior and I love it. So another thing, because everybody's always talking about having their bottle of water, and I had a tendency for a while to carry around a plastic bottle of water, so I wasn't putting in any oil in it. I might do it occasionally if I put it in a glass or if I make myself a tea in the morning, but I put it in here the other day, and let me tell you, I'm not going back. It was so refreshing, so wonderful. And it's just a great basic cleanser for the body and a really good place to start. And then, as I mentioned, frankincense, which has a multiplicity of uses, is a great basic foundation. So another thing that's super important, and probably the second most important thing, is taking care of our rest and managing our stress. And as you see, lifelong vitality supplements are showing up here as well. One of the things that I had learned in the beginning when I started really diving into the emotional aspect of this, it was that if you don't take care of your nutrition first, which is one of your basic foundations of survival, it's really tough to manage your stress, manage your emotions, because you're starving. And we just don't get enough nutrition in our food today because they're having to mass produce it and everything else. So it's really, really tough to get that foundation and to help manage our stress just by eating well. Now, that is a huge part of it. You do have to eat well. My cousin, he says, if you're eating well, like at least 80% of the time. So if you put that down as your goal, okay, I'm going to eat my vegetables or I'm going to eat my fruits, going to, maybe eat less meat and maybe not do as many carbs, and definitely not do any processed foods or what I grew up on was TV dinners. So raised by a single mother, I was raised on TV dinners, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, and McDonald's. So I know that it has impacted my wellness. And so as an adult, I have really worked hard to eat well. Okay, so some of the things to manage our stress. These are some of the great oils. Frankincense, of course, the king of oils, which is very calming. Balance, which is kind of this basic foundation and where a lot of people will start. This is really a great oil because when you put an essential oil on, it goes into your bloodstream within 22 seconds, actually, and it will hit every cell in your body within, I think it's 22 minutes. So it happens very quickly, which is one of the other powerful things about essential oils, that it's going to affect your overall body system very quickly. So balance, there's a little thing on it that you can look up online, the balance difference, and there's a YouTube video, and you will see what these actually do to your cells, to your blood cells. It's amazing. So like if somebody's sick and they're having a very sluggish feeling or whatever, but you put balance on, and it's going to help those blood cells pump up and flow very freely, and is automatically going to help you to start feeling better. Now, is that just for your immune system? No, that's really to help your blood cells and help everything work well. You still need some other stuff, which we'll get into. So lavender, this one is another one to manage stress. It's just a very calming oil. Helps if you burn yourself, which would be very stressful to put that on. And lavender is another oil. I always say, if you don't know what oils to use frankincense and use lavender, and you definitely cannot go wrong, because they will do something in your body. And if you're not if your body doesn't need it, it's not going to use it. So you don't ever have to worry about like, oh my gosh, I used the wrong oil, like you would if you were using the wrong medication. So for rest, I at night I actually use copaiba and serenity, but that's one combination that can be used. That's really good. Another one is adaptive and serenity. Now, adaptive not only helps with any type of brain trauma. This is such a miracle oil, but it also helps even with the hormone, like when you have hormones and you're really anxious, so it's that really negative type energy that's going on. Adaptive oil can really help you to calm down. So that's what it is. It's a calming oil, and serenity is considered the restful blend. So at night, I have a tendency to do breathe oil to help me with my respiratory at night. And I also will do some serenity oil. So you can do these in either, however you want. You can do the pill form, because serenity, adaptive, copaiba, they all come in pill forms, and they're all great to manage your stress and help you to rest better. Now, with that being said, is that all that you would need for your rest? No, because if serenity, I think, does have some Roman chamomile, but let's just say you're not sleeping good because you have low melatonin levels. So cedarwood and Roman chamomile are really good to support your serotonin levels. But let's just say you're a person that wakes up a lot. So this might sound odd, but lemon oil is really good to help you stay asleep, or wild orange oil. It's also helps you to wake up, but when you're using it at sleep time, it's just going to help you to be able to fall back asleep when you do wake up. And then let's just say that your mind is racing. You have a racy mind. You're always thinking. You cannot calm that down. And so when you go to bed, you're still thinking about a million different things. Then you would want to use vetiver. Vetiver is really good for that. Another one to mention is juniper berry. Juniper berry is really good for night terrors. So if you're a person that has a tendency to have nightmares, or your children or your grandchildren or your friends have nightmares, then juniper berry would be a great oil to help you with your sleep. Now, is that all that there is? No, there's a whole bunch of other oils that are all emotion based. So, every oil has physical compounds that help you, but in addition, they also have emotional compounds, I guess you could say, or emotional vibrations, emotional energy to help support your emotions, which then in turn helps support your wellness. So let's talk a little bit about exercise and weight management. So I'm starting to finally work on this a little bit. And lifelong vitality supplements. When I went to convention, I think this was maybe my second or third year, there was a girl there. She was eating just ridiculous, like candy bars and all this stuff. And I was like, how are you doing that? And she goes, well, I started taking the lifelong vitality supplements and I lost 10 pounds. And I said, are you doing anything else? She said, no, I just started taking the supplements. So what that would say to me is that you know, when we are starving ourselves, then our bodies are trying to hold on to anything that they can. So lifelong vitality supplements are also great to use to help support your weight management. And they're also going to help support your exercise, just because you're going to be feeling better, you're going to recover better, because it's made to reduce inflammation. So Slim and Sassy, this is one of my favorites, and I put this in water, or you can take a pill form with this as well. And it's not really a weight loss product, but what it is it helps to manage, helps your metabolism. So it just helps your body to metabolize. And the oils that are in it also help support your blood sugar balance. They help support your blood pressure balance. So it's like, you know, cinnamon, wild orange, lemon, ginger, great tummy tamer, and peppermint oil. I really like that oil. So you don't want to use more than like 23 drops a day. You don't want to take more than 23 drops a day of any oil internally in combination, but you can also put them on the bottom of your feet. You can diffuse them, so you can use them however you want. So now for exercise, we would look at Deep Blue Rub. This is so many people's favorites. I love this oil. Every time my back, I'm doing really good right now, but when I first started, my knees have really pretty much been bad my whole life. And I started rubbing it on my knees. I was thinking I was going to have knee surgery. All I did was use Deep Blue, and honestly, within, I think it was like a week or two, I know I would start, every time I would walk, my knees would click, and then I'd have to stop, and I'd have to like kick my leg out in order for it to pop so that I could keep walking. And I always did a lot of hiking with my best friend, and I said to her, you know, like, is there anything that you've noticed about me since I've been using these products? And she says, yes, you're not complaining about pain all the time. So even if you don't take care of yourself for you, then take care of it for those that you love, so they don't have to listen to you complain all the time about your body pain. So here's another one, Copaiba. Now, interesting, I don't know why it's in here with weight management, but probably something that I don't know, but this works on your CB2 receptors. This is a cannabinoid. It's such a great oil to help just with your respiratory, your digestive. It really helps with all of the systems of the body. And this turmeric is another one that really helps with inflammation. And I'm sure all of you have heard about turmeric and know what a great and important supplement it is to take turmeric. So the question would be, well, why would you want to use doTERRA's turmeric versus just turmeric that you could buy at the store? This one is a turmeric dual capsule, so it has the essential oils and the powder form of it also. And one of the essential oils in this turmeric is black pepper. Black pepper amplifies the turmeric, so it helps it to be more absorbable into the body. And there's so much more information you can get if you get into the love oils from oil. Let's see. Sorry, I got to think about it. I know I have it at the end, but if you sign up for Love Oils, they'll send information to you, and you can get really in depth. You can go as far as you want into the products and really how great they are for you. And in fact, the pharmacist that spoke about lifelong vitality really, you know, I mean, I've been a believer for years because I used to fall asleep all day long, but until I started doing the lifelong vitality supplements. But he told me it in a whole nother way about how it's such an ingenious product because of how absorbable it is into the body. And the other thing is within the omegas, it has 9 essential oils in it. And just a second, let somebody in. has 9 essential oils in it, and that is what helps to amplify the supplements as well, and the omegas and everything else. And I know one of those oils is clove, which is the highest antioxidant. And this one, everybody should have clove in their arsenal of oils because it is the highest antioxidant, more than all the berries and everything else. And that did not come from somebody from doTERRA. That actually came from a doctor. So I highly recommend keeping that, and it's a very inexpensive oil too. So let's talk a little bit about reducing your toxic load. There's a lot of ways to do this, and a diffuser is a great way. If you don't have a diffuser, another way to do it is rub it in your hands and smell it. You can put it on a cotton ball. So there's a lot of different ways to reduce your toxic load. That's the diffuser you would be using if you have people in your home and you want to help to kill any airborne threats. Also, On Guard concentrate. This is, I mean, save yourself a ton of money from 409. I guess that's what it's called. I haven't used it in so long. You just put a little bit in it. I think it costs like, $15, $14 or $15, and you put like a tablespoon or two in a big bottle of water, and you can spray that all around your house and just use it to clean your counters. I use it to clean my bathroom. I use it pretty much to clean everything. And then you don't have to be concerned about having toxins on your counter so that if you dropped food on it. Now, when I was going to college, I was a house cleaner, and I cleaned this lady's, she asked me to clean the refrigerator, and I did, and I used Pine Sol. And the next time I came, she begged me never to use Pine Sol again because I guess maybe the toxicity of it went into her food, and she ended up getting sick. I felt horrible. I didn't know at that time in my life, I was very ignorant to any toxic chemicals. I just thought, oh, you just clean with Pine Sol or, whatever. But so this is a way that you can feel that your family's going to be safe when you're doing your cleaning. Also, they have On Guard laundry detergent, which is very concentrated. It's a small bottle. On Guard toothpaste. I have so many stories. Another story regarding the Lifelong Vitality supplements regarding the toothpaste is this guy that I got on Lifelong Vitality supplements. He went to the dentist after using them for maybe a month or so, and he told me, he said it was the first time that his gums did not bleed, that the doctor said, what are you doing? And he also uses the On Guard toothpaste and the spa products. Now they just came out with a new shampoo, and if you guys haven't tried it, I think you're going to love it. It's very gentle. I know when you're using natural shampoos, I've heard that it's hard to not dry out your hair. But this one it has peppermint in it, and my scalp feels so good, and I can just feel the gentleness of it on my hair. And they also have a conditioner that's kind of like a white cream. It's super cool. And they have a leave-in conditioner, which I'm loving that. And the skincare is really important to use natural products for your hair and your skin. We don't really think about that, but it is really important. And I was an esthetician when I was younger, but I let my license expire, and I've tried so many skincare products, and honestly, for the price, I would say nothing beats doTERRA. Now, there's different kinds of skincare. There's some for people that have acne-prone skin. There's some for aging skin, and there's just some that's like for sensitive, and just pretty much everybody can use it. And I honestly use a combination of all of them. So I think it's just pick those ones that you love. And we will do a call in this series of eight calls. It's going to be specifically on skincare. So hopefully you can join us for that and learn a lot more about that. So does anybody have any questions on anything that I have discussed thus far? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink.
I do.
You
I
do?
am seeing a lot of people talking about collagen on social media, and I posted
About
it
what? Let me turn this
on
up.
collagen,
Uh-huh.
and I was looking on doTERRA's website, and I posted it in the Facebook group. Just wanted to know, since now it seems like it's talking a lot on social media, and I'm just like, oh, I want to know how I can get on top of that and see what doTERRA has.
So to improve the collagen in your skin?
Yeah, and being able to share it with people, since now it seems like a very popular topic going around on social media.
Okay. Let me see. I don't know if it's, I think I might have to, like collagen lack of. So there's collagen in the skin. So you're speaking specifically of the skin. So the oils would be helichrysum, lemongrass, or sandalwood.
Okay.
Help improve the collagen in your skin. And the lack of, it says lack of collagen, well, it's the same thing. So anything either muscular or just relating to your skin would be those 3 oils. I mean, there could be more, but that's like, just doing a quick check on it. That would be what it would be. And the essential oils are actually in the hair care and in the skin care. So I don't know if you've tried their tightening serum. I love that. Absolutely love it. And their night cream, the eye cream, it's fabulous. So does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. In case if questions come up from other people, I'm just like, okay, that's a popular topic right now. Let me get on top of it.
Yes, that's good.
Thank you.
I'm glad you asked. You're welcome. So just so you know, what I was using is there's this app. It's called Essential Life app. Probably, I don't know if you can see it. It's green. You can download it. Has a little white leaf. I use that a lot because it's easier than pulling out my book and looking things up. So I could be anywhere, anytime, and I just pull that up and look it up and can, find answers or solutions to anything that's going on. So here's some tips. Have fun. Diffuse something different every day. So peppermint and wild orange, that's one of the first things that we tried when we first start. And those two together are, just wake you up and make you feel great and make you feel abundant and happy. Any citrus oils, so I'll give you a little bit of a tip. Citrus oils are always going to be like uplifting. They're going to be the ones that can help you stay asleep. But they're also photosensitive, so you don't want to go out in the sun after you've put on any of the oils. I think you have to wait 12 hours. So you don't want to go rub lemon oil all over yourself and go take a sun bath, or you will be burned very badly. I guarantee it. I've seen it happen to somebody that didn't listen. So that's really important. Also, you can see at night, you can do lavender and breathe. I do it with serenity and breathe. So you can do whatever you want. I think one of the things is really to have fun with the oils. I always recommend trusting your gut, asking the question, what oils will support me through the day? What oils do I need right now to feel my best? Ask the question, close your eyes, go pick your oils, and you will find that your day goes a lot smoother. So as I had said, I just started doing this myself here instead of carrying around a plastic bottle or a glass of water. And I'm finding that I'm drinking more water, which is really great. So you can just put any of the citrus oils. I've also heard fennel's really good. I still haven't tried it yet, but I think I'm going to. But fennel is great for any tummy upsets or anything like that. So dilution of essential oils. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit, maybe a little bit different than this. This would be the dilution, I guess, if you're doing it in water. which I don't quite understand this, I would just say the more oils you use at one time, the less drops you want to use. So let's say that you're using one oil, and one oil is for a chronic condition, then you would want to use 4 drops of that, probably morning and night, maybe morning, afternoon, and evening. Let's say you're using 2 different oils, and I always recommend doing it in 3s to have even a better effect, because you're working on 3 different emotions. So does that mean you're going to go like this and pour all of them in your hand like this? No, and then pour another one and get this whole puddle of oils and rub your hands together. I would recommend doing it 1 oil at a time. So if you're using 3 or more oils, I would say use 1 to 2 drops. If you're using it on a small child, you always want to dilute it. And I'm guessing that's probably what they're meaning here. For children under 2 years, you want to do like a 1 to 10 ratio of oil, of coconut oil to the essential oil. And if they're 2 to 6 years old, quarter, and 6 to 6+ years, 1 to 3. Saying 1 to 3. I guess just 1/3 essential oil to how much ever water that you're doing. So I wouldn't do a ton, because even though the oils are amazing, they are very powerful, and you don't want to overdo them. You want to use them with respect, because they are more potent than any herbs that you're going to find on the market. Okay. So another thing is, if you notice when you look at your essential oils, on the side of the bottle, if it says supplemental facts, that means that you can use that for internal use. And as I was saying, if you are using, let's just say you're using 2 different oils, then you could probably use 2 drops of each, possibly even 3, depending on how chronic or how long you've had something. Then over time, you should notice an improvement, and then you can start reducing your oils or the amount of oils, or you might want to change your oils. Now, the other thing is so for animals, you can use these on animals as well, and you're going to dilute them also. It doesn't mean they're going to be less effective. It's just going to mean they're not going to be quite as strong. So you'll want to do that for any of your animals as well. Jennifer, did you have a comment? Or did you just unmute yourself accidentally?
Oops. Sorry.
Okay. I didn't know if you had a question. So now the question is, where do you put the oils? You can either put them on the bottom of your feet, you can put them on the pressure points of your feet, you can put them right on your skin if you're trying to take care of a localized area. But and then you can just diffuse them. So you can use them all 3 ways. I think it's very effective if you use them all 3 ways at the same time. So if your tummy's hurting, you can take a drop in your mouth, put a drop on your stomach, or a couple drops on your stomach, and then when you're finished, smell whatever residual is left on your hand or diffuse it. One of the things here, you notice it says, if an oil feels uncomfortable on the skin, or if it gets into the eyes, use fractionated coconut oil or any vegetable oil to dilute. Do not use water, as oils and water don't mix. So what happens when you do that? You're going to push it right into your skin, and it will amplify it. So anytime I've ever made the mistake of getting it somewhere, I can't put coconut oil in my eyes, because then my eyes will be cloudy, but I can even just rub it right around if I was to get peppermint too close to my eyes, and it will really calm it down right away. As anytime you accidentally get a hot oil on your skin, you definitely want to grab your fractionated coconut oil or any oil wherever you're at, grab it and put it on. So some of the hot oils are cinnamon, cassia, cinnamon, cassia, oregano, thyme. I think is a little bit hot. So those are oils definitely that you always want to dilute. And even with dilution, I am super sensitive, super skin sensitive. So even with dilution, I cannot put cassia or cinnamon on my skin. I could put thyme, but so just, if you're not certain, just try it like on the inside of your arm at first. And especially when you're putting oils on a small child, say peppermint to reduce their fever, then you're going to put it on the spine. You definitely want to put some coconut oil because it's a really cooling oil, and so that they don't freak out. But I can tell you from my own personal experience, when children start getting into oils and when you teach them about these oils, they ask for them when they're not feeling good. It is so much fun to watch a child self-manage their wellness when they have a tummy ache and they ask for help. So your supplements are now part of your daily nutrition. Take them after your first substantial meal. So when you first start doing it, you want to start slow. So a full dose is 2 of each of the supplements. But when you first start, you really just want to do half dose or a quarter dose, maybe for the first couple of days, so that you're introducing it into your system. But you're going to get the most effect. And of course, it depends on your size if you need to ever use the full dose. They also come in small packets, which makes it really convenient if you're traveling or anything like that. So it's kind of good to maybe have both. So make it a lifestyle. Taking supplements at the same time daily creates a ritual alongside meals or something else that is consistent in your routine. Keeping them out where you can see them will remind you to take them. And I know that's part of my problem, is that sometimes I just forget, and I do pay the price. So if you just keep them hidden in your cupboards, you're generally not going to use them. And that's the same with the oils. You want to keep them in places where you're going to use them, because nobody wants to take the time to go in and look for oils. So keep oils in a convenient place that you're able to access them easily and develop the habit of using them in your life. And I mean, I even carry oils with me. I don't leave home without any peppermint or On Guard, or might take lozenges. I used to carry all the oils all the time, but my purse, my back just can't handle it anymore. So I always put my oils on before I leave the house. So keep at it. So the longer you take supplements, and the more is when you're going to see the most maximum benefit. And I would say that with the oils too. As you'll see, when you start improving and you're able to reduce them, it doesn't mean that you won't ever have to use them again. Like my toe, I had an inflamed nerve, and I was using juniper berry on it, and I used to have to go to the foot doctor all the time and get a treatment on it, and I don't have to anymore. But on occasion, I might feel it flaring up a little bit, so I might have to use it. And I think that as we are eating better and we're using oils to support ourselves, then we just don't have to use them as much all of the time. But we'll want to use different oils. So this is just kind of a sample wellness box for LRP. Now, I do teach how to get on LRP and use LRP on Wednesdays. I didn't invite you, Debbie, this time just because I didn't want you to have to come on 2 calls. So hopefully maybe next week, if you want to come and really learn about how to maximize your wholesale account, is really what it is. But this is a way that you can get free products, and you get a free product of the month if you order over 125 PV before the 15th of the month, if you're on LRP. And you also get the lifelong vitality supplements. And what's really cool about it is that the Terrazyme that I talked about, you can get Deep Blue, which is for overall body pain. You can also get the probiotics, all for $20 each. And let's just say you need more omegas. You can order Lifelong Vitality and get an additional omega for $20, or additional vitamin for $20. So it's really cool. They make it so that it's really affordable for us. And as you can see, the Lifelong Vitality pack is $80. So if you're getting the additional products, it's almost like getting your lifelong vitality for free. So I would always say best to get lifelong vitality, share it with those that you love, and get your probiotics and everything else, because it's just like they're free anyway. Okay, so that is the portion of the call that is, really about, what do I do with my oils? So is there any questions at this point? So what I was going to talk about, if you want to stick around for another 10 minutes, I'm going to just mention a little bit about the company and the difference of, how people get involved, if they want to share, and, what about building a pipeline? So there's really 3 types of people that get involved, and it's some that just want to live the wellness lifestyle, some that want to share their oils a little bit to get their oils paid for. So over time, you can get your oils paid for. And then there's some people that might start out just sharing. I kind of started out, I was like, fell in love with them, started sharing. And then it ended up being, ended up being a builder. I call it a super share with benefits. So making a difference in your life. So when we have traditional jobs, this is a question, where are you? Do you trade dollars for hours? When you're doing that, you have to be at work all the time. I worked for 25 years in accounting, and that was my life, and I had to be there because I had to pay people's bills. And I loved my work, but I hadn't had a vacation for 25 years. So I know there's some accountants in the room that are able to take vacation, but I was not one of them, because I was self-employed and I just did it, I just worked for people. So yeah, I had limited time freedom, and I was building other people's dreams, not my own. So when you're in authentic sales, you can build a residual income. There's no limits on advancement. You have the freedom to choose your schedule and build your dreams. So a little bit about doTERRA. It's the most tested and most trusted oils. They do more testing than any other essential oil company in the market, and they are larger than all of the other oil companies combined. They have over 8.5 million customers. They're used by doctors and hospitals. Their growth rate is similar to Apple. They did $1 billion in the first 7 years. I don't think they do that by not having a great product. And their retention rate is really high, because when you're into the wellness industry, it's really usually pretty low. And I know, because I've tried certain things and I get excited and then I don't use them, but I really fell in love with the oils. And so the retention rate is really high. And one of the other things that's really cool is that we're creating partnerships with growers around the world, which is making an impact. They even had it on the news here in Utah. It was awesome. It's a privately owned company, and it's debt-free with no outside funding, which is kind of the whole thing. They have 7 owners, and they're just amazing people, and they can make choices when they want to make choices. So hauling buckets versus building a pipeline, that's kind of what I chose to do. And that is, this is a story about a guy that he had to get water into his village, and so he was hauling these buckets, and as he grew older, he was growing tired, and he didn't want to have to haul buckets anymore. So he had this brilliant idea to build a pipeline that would get the water into the village and would keep running. So it took him a couple of years, and he did it. But from the time that he finished and he turned that spigot on, that water just went into the village, and he didn't have to haul buckets anymore. So how do you make money? You just give people samples, let them try your oils, teach. You can, if you don't want to teach and you just want to invite somebody to the call, feel free, enroll them, and then you just give them support. So we have a lot of support, tons and tons of support to learn about the oils. So if people don't learn about the oils, it's not because we didn't do our part. We have calls on Mondays where we do really go in depth with the oils, individual oils that Katie does, and it's a really fun call at 10 a.m. Pacific time, same Zoom number. And then we do our business call right after that for 30 minutes. Each of these are 30 minutes. And then we do our Monday night call, 3 cool things about essential oils. And then we have our continuing education on Wednesday nights that you're at right now. And then at 2 o'clock Pacific time, I teach how to do the ordering, and I teach more in detail about the compensation plan at 3 o'clock. So income opportunities, I'm only going to talk about 2 things here. If you want to get your oils covered, the cost of your oils covered every month, you can become an elite, and that's just sharing, with a little bit of people, and building a little. It takes like 3,000 volume to be able to cover the cost of your oils, total volume. But the cool thing about this is that there's unlimited potential. Presidential diamonds in doTERRA, average income is $104,000 a month. And you can go through this system as many times as you want. If you want to be presidential diamond 5 times, you can be presidential diamond 5 times and you'll be making over $500,000 a month. So I like that there is no ceiling on it. So residual income to me has meant that I met Debbie on a flight going to take care of my mom for 10 days. And I still made the same amount of money as I did the month before when I didn't have to go take care of my mom. So, or I should say get to take care of my mom, because it was really fun. But sharing, having residual income means I can be with my family. I can take trips now. I can live the lifestyle that I wanted to live. And if something ever happens to me, like what happened to my niece getting ran over by a truck, she was able to support herself when she couldn't work for 2 years. So that's what residual income means. So how much time is involved? Really just 3 to 5 hours a week if you want to pay for your product, 10 to 15 if you want to supplement your income, and 15 to 30 if you want to replace it. Could it work for you? I don't know. Are you passionate about oils or on your way to being there? Do you care about people, and can you follow a system and get it done? So really, just identify what type of a person you are. If you are interested in learning more about the compensation plan, you can attend the Business Made Easy and daily mentor calls. So that's where you can also sign on to Love Oils. So if you go to dailymentorcalls.com, you can sign on to Love Oils. But if you want to learn about the business, then you want to do the program, which is Daily Mentor Calls. And suddenly you just know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of new beginnings. And that's it. So did you like it, Debbie? Yeah. Okay. So just so you know, every Wednesday at this time, we do a different call. So it's got the second part of it is, going to be the same. So once you've heard that little basic intro, you can always get off earlier, but I'll tell you what the next call will be. It will be nutrition and supplements, and that will go into detail. And then toxic-free living, oils for every age, skincare, sleep and stress, and then women's health and pain management. So they'll go more into detail. And I just know, I learned something, even I've been doing it for a long time. I still come to the calls, and if different people are doing the calls, which generally I'll have different people doing the calls, then you can just learn something new from everybody, because everybody has a different experience. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to end the recording now, because that's really what I do forget. But thank you for coming.